Have you ever heard about plutocracy? What it is and how it works? Well, plutocracy is ruled by the rich or political power held by the wealthy. For example, we had this average person who had less money and a rich person who got more money. It means that the average person has less political power than the rich one. For poor people, in order to change what they don't like about the government, they use their power to vote. The rich people also can't vote, but they use their money to influence the local industry or local leaders into passing a legislation that is more favorable for them. Now, plutocracy has become a serious problem that is being faced by the American government.
Well, for the main idea of this article, Democracy or Plutocracy, America's Existential Questions, where we delve into the questions of whether United States is a democracy or plutocracy. Democracy is characterized by a level playing field for all people to compete in a system in which the masses have a say in determining the future, while plutocracy marked by the disproportionate power and influence of the wealthy elite. And this article argues that the economic and political systems in the United States are unfair and rigged against decision. There is a growing awareness that the system needs to change, but there are some obstacles and solutions that need to be addressed to face the challenge.
Whether America is run in accordance with popular will or the interests of a small group of wealthy elites is at the center of the debate over democracy versus plutocracy. According to some, the revolving door between the public and private sectors and the influence of money in politics have created a plutocracy where a small number of elites control a disproportionate amount of political power. Others contend that America's democratic institutions are still robust, and that the nation can withstand any attacks on its democratic principle. In the end, the argument over whether America is a democracy or plutocracy is still going strong and is likely to do so for some time to come.
In this article, a huge myth was created to generate a belief that a feudal system which served as the second class in a system dominated by feudal lords was just. There is a term used for this phenomenon which is false consciousness. This term is a concept derived from Marxist theory of social classes. In Marxist theory, false consciousness is a term describing the ways in which materials, ideological and institutional processes are said to mislead members of the proletariat. Marxism is a social, political and economic philosophy of the Karl Marx, the 19th century German philosopher and economist. Marxist concepts are all connected by the common goal to contribute to what they perceive as the greater of humankind and its environment. This theory analyzes the ruling class impact on the laborers, leading to the uneven distribution of wealth and privilege in society. Karl Marx formulated this theory to give his view on the struggle between social classes. He also examines the historical effects of capitalism on labor and political and economic development. Marx asserts that social mechanisms emerge in class society that systematically creates distortions, errors, and blind spots in the unconsciousness of the underclass. As we know, America is one of the countries that use democracy as their political system. But most people see America as a plutocracy. Democracy is when the masses broadly determine their future, meanwhile plutocracy is a government controlled exclusively by the wealthy, either directly or indirectly. Even though America is a democratic country, its government resembles a plutocracy when we can easily see that the working class or even middle class Americans have to compete with the affluent elites. We can see Americans as the modern examples of false consciousness, as they believe that anyone can increase their social status by hard work regardless of the conditions they were born into.
The fact that the upper affluent elites that control the political circumstances of America shows that there is no democracy in the political system. There is a proven analysis that can clearly explain why America is shifting from a democracy to plutocracy. The phenomenon which is described by Marx's theory when members of subordinate class suffer from this false consciousness is because they were systematically being concealed or obscured by those elites. There are statistics that shows the deterioration of the economy in America due to elites which control the economic flow of America wholly due to the negative impact of this plutocracy political system. Many believe that Americans must admit that they are no longer in democratic system. As a result, America became a country functioning as a democracy, a government of people, by people, for the people, toward becoming a plutocracy, a government of the 1% by the 1% for the 1%.
Well has been a powerful force in American politics, but in the last decade, its influence over democracy has been consolidated. The answer to the claim that America is a plutocratic country are massive and can be proven in many situations. The critical question that should concern us is whether the United States is already a plutocracy and what can be done to limit its power. This question, unfortunately, will not be taken seriously by many people and will continue to be debated for years.